Hello everyone. In this video, I would like to explain how we can bring the data from SAP HANA to Snowflake using Python. So I have a use case wherein I worked very recently where I have to bring the data or build a ETL pipeline to bring the data from HANA to Snowflake. So I'd like to share my experience here, how actually I did that and what are the different libraries that I used in Python and all of that. So let's get started. So firstly, to start with the HANA to Snowflake, uh, these are all the libraries that are needed. The first one is the HANA ML library and then the Snowflake library. So once you install all of that, so there will be a lot of interdependent libraries when you are gonna install the HANA ML. So that will be automatically installed when you do that. And the Snowflake library also has so many dependent libraries which will be installed automatically. So coming to the Python script, firstly, I'm going to create a JSON file that holds the username, password, URL, port, and all of that details. So this is my HANA details. So this is uh, like the source of the data. So I would connect using these details. So I'm going to store that in a JSON file that would be more secure instead of mentioning that in the program. So once I place that in the JSON file, now coming to the actual Python code. So I'll first import the JSON to Python, and then I'll use the Snowflake.connect. So this is the library that will give me the privilege to connect to the Snowflake. So once I mention like where exactly I have this JSON file, and then I'll connect to the Snowflake using the username, password, account name, warehouse, database, schema, and all of those details. So if you want to identify the account name and all of that, you can refer to the previous video about the Snow SQL I have done. So how to identify the account name from the Snow site and all of that. So once I have everything working here, so I'll open the config file, the JSON file, and I'll just read the URL, port, user, and password from the config file. So I load that JSON file. So now I have everything I needed to fetch in data from HANA. So I'll use the HANA ML.data frame, and I'll import the connection context from here. And using that connection context, I'll establish a connection using this URL, port, username, and password. So this will establish a connection with HANA. So when I print the HANA version, so I'll get that if the connection is successful. So once I done that, so I have the data from HANA now. Now I have to place the data in Snowflake. So what I'll do is like I created this function, this action function uh, that will take the data from HANA ML and based on the schema name and all of that, and then that will be converted into a data frame or collected into a data frame, and that data frame is converted into the CSV file. So so for like here, I'm taking the list of tables that I needed to bring in from HANA. So for each and every table, this action will be performed. So I'll bring in the data of that particular table and the schema, and I'll bring the data here to the data frame, and then I'll load the data frame into the CSV file. So this will happen to all the tables that I mentioned here. So if you can see, I have used the map function here that will perform this action function on each entry of this table list. So now, so what I'm trying to do is for each table, I'm going to create a CSV file, and that CSV file is put into the stage and stage of my Snowflake. so that I'll be having all those files there. So if you can see, I am using the put command. So if you want to know more about the data loading and unloading, so you can refer to the previous videos in my channel. I have done how to do the data loading into the Snowflake and how can you use NoSQL to do that. So you can go ahead and refer to that videos. So once we put all the files in the stage, so what we are trying to do is we create a table. So this is very important step when we are doing this. So we want to create the table, but we don't want to mention the schema of each and every file that is going to come from HANA, because HANA tables are very huge in columns. So we cannot manually go ahead and create each and every table by writing the schema of the table. So that would be very hectic job, and also it may lead into many errors because the tables may have changed dynamically, and that is not a very appropriate approach to do that. So to do it efficiently, so I have used the info schema option that is available in Snowflake. So I have done a detailed video of info schema, how you can like dynamically say to Snowflake to detect the schema of the input file. So you can refer to that video as well. So I'm using this info schema here, and I'm creating the table dynamically based on the schema of the CSV file. So once I done that, so what I'm trying to do is I'm only creating if the table is not existing, and also I'm truncating the table if it exists, because this is a historical script and this is not a daily script. Okay, so for that reason, so this will be happening only once when I'm bringing the data to Snowflake. So I'm fine truncating that, so I'm truncating that if it exists, and then I'm copying the data from the table and I mean copying into the table from the stage, and then I'm using the format that is related to the copy. So this is how I brought in almost 7 to 8 tables that are very huge and very complicated in terms of schema. So without any hiccups, so that using the info schema uh, option that is available in Snowflake. So hope this is helpful. You can use the similar code to bring in data from HANA to Snowflake without using any third party tools or without using any S3 bucket or Google Cloud Storage bucket as an interface between. So this is how you can do that. Hope this video is helpful. I'll meet you in the next one. Thank you.